Rivals Radio.
Welcome back to Rivals Radio with Wally and Dee, right here on the Rivals Broadcast Network.
Hey, everyone.
All right, today we're doing our deep dive into what the league front office is saying. We've got their big Week 6 recap and the Week 7 look-ahead report.
Yeah, we sifted through all the data, all the analysis.
And we're going to break down the key stuff for you, what really matters from that report.
Absolutely. And Week 6, wow, it wasn't just another week of games. The front office is basically saying this was a seismic shift.
Right. Redefine the power structure.
Totally. So our mission today is dig into why. Why did the rankings committee make some of these, frankly, drastic moves? Especially with the top 25 and, the Heisman picture.
Okay, let's start with the biggest shocker. I think everyone agrees. The front office report really flags this one. Number 9, Indiana taking down number 2, Ohio State.
Yeah.
34-31.
Huge upset. And most people just saw the final score, the last-second field goal.
Yeah, the drama.
Exactly. But the league analysis, they're saying this validates Indiana not just because they won, but because of the quarterback play, Linder's performance.
Okay, unpack that a bit. What did the data show?
Well, the report notes Linder wasn't just throwing a lot. He was efficient, really efficient, under incredible pressure from that Buckeye D-line.
Mm-hmm.
He put up 331 yards, 4 touchdowns. And the key was his ability to consistently counter Ohio State's blitzes. That sustained quality against a top defense, that's apparently why the committee bought into their jump.
Okay, that makes sense. Consistency under fire. Linder was definitely impressive.
For sure.
But if Indiana's win was a validation, the loss by number 4 Pitt to Georgia Tech, 45-42. The committee treated that like a complete system failure.
Oh, absolutely. And the punishment, wow. A massive drop in the rankings.
Wait, they fall again.
14 spots, all the way down to number 18. And the league's take on why it was so severe? It points to Pitt's schedule before this game.
Lack of quality wins.
Pretty much. The report suggests their high ranking was built more on potential than results. So the moment they lost, the committee kind of saw it as a chance to correct things, punish that weaker early schedule.
So Noah Roberts outdueling Cockloff was just the trigger, basically.
That's the read from the front office report. Yeah, it provided the necessary excuse for the correction.
Okay, that reframes it completely. Less bad loss, more market correction.
Interesting. The report also flagged a big running game performance. Wake Forest over Kansas, 16-10.
Yeah, this one stood out in the data. HP Raphael Waiters, his numbers were kind of crazy for that one game.
What did he put up?
214 rushing yards and a TD. Now, the report flagged it because that single game was like 150% more than his usual average this season.
Wow.
So you had one player basically just taking over the game through sheer effort. That kind of outlier dominance, that's what the report says, put Kansas in trouble moving forward.
Okay, one more from the recap before we move on. The official game of the week, according to the report. Number 10, Oklahoma just getting past number 22, Ole Miss, 43-41. A real nail-biter. Lid changes galore.
Yeah, it was exciting. But I gotta say, structurally, wasn't the Indiana upset more significant than this shootout? Did the report say why they picked the Ole Miss game?
It did, yeah. It seems they focused on the sheer difficulty of scoring that consistently. Both teams putting up over 500 yards of offense against, pretty decent defenses.
Okay, so it was about offensive resilience metrics.
Exactly. That's what the data pointed to. And, quickly, we should mention the defense up in Ann Arbor. Number 3, Michigan getting past Nebraska 19-7.
Yeah, not exactly a shootout there.
No, the report called it a masterpiece of attrition. Just slowly grinding the Huskers down. Classic defensive struggle.
All right, let's shift to the fallout then. The rankings chaos, the Heisman race, it all got shaken up.
Big time. Clemson managed to stay above the fray, still number 1. But below them? Whoa!
Michigan moves up, right?
Yep, Michigan climbs to number 2. And the data supports it. Their defense has given up, only 1 touchdown total in the last 2 games?
That's dominant.
That consistency is clearly being rewarded. And like we said, Indiana Rockets up 3 spots to number 6. Their win was fully validated by the committee.
Meanwhile, Ohio State could take a hit. Down 5 spots to number 7. A painful loss, no doubt.
For sure. But maybe the most fascinating fallout is the Heisman race. It looks completely different now.
Who's the new number 1?
Get this. It's Duke Smoot, the running back from Ohio State.
Wait, from the team that just lost the huge upset? How does that work? Did the report explain that logic?
It did, and it's interesting. The takeaway seems to be that Smoot's volume and his efficiency in that losing game were so incredibly high.
Higher than anyone else.
Apparently so. high enough that his individual production metrics for the week surpassed all the other contenders. So the committee seems to be signaling they'll reward that kind of hyper-efficient volume, even if the team result isn't there for that 1 week.
That's a statement. Rewarding individual brilliance even in a loss.
It really is. It prioritizes raw impact, seems like.
Okay, who else is making noise in the Heisman top 5?
We've got a new face in there. Neo Judkins, the halfback from Florida State. He jumps in at number 5.
No, the running back.
Exactly. Judkins joining Keon Hunter from Michigan really shows the shift. This year's race is leaning heavily towards running backs right now.
So who are the QBs left in that top tier?
Still Robert Ojemudia from Ole Miss and LeBart Vick III from Florida State. But yeah, the report suggests the committee might be moving away slightly from just QB hype towards players who are the true engines of their offense, run or pass.
All right, let's dive even deeper into the numbers now. Player spotlight time. Who absolutely blew up the stat sheets in Week 6, National Offensive Player of the Week?
That honor goes to Kerry Sneed, halfback, Miami. And these numbers, I mean, it's not just reading stats. This shows that volume dominance we were talking about.
Well, yeah, I'm on.
Okay. 24 carries, 383 yards. That's an average of 16 yards per carry.
16.
Yep. 4 rushing touchdowns. Plus, he caught 5 passes and had a receiving touchdown. 6 total scores in 1 game. The league's internal system flagged this as a major statistical outlier. Puts him right into the National Elite conversation, just like that.
That is just staggering production.
Yeah.
Okay, how about the defensive side? National Defensive Player of the Week.
That was Stanley Raggy, cornerback for Northwestern. His stat line basically won them the game.
What do you do?
5 tackles, which is solid, but then 3 interceptions, crucial picks. And he took one of them back for a touchdown.
A pick 6. Game changer.
Textbook. Shows coverage skills, ball hawking instincts, and putting points on the board himself. Huge impact.
All right, looking at the season league leaders now. Passing yards. Colclough from Pitt still on top, right? Despite the loss.
He is 2,216 yards, 20 TDs, only 2 interceptions. Still great numbers. But the report immediately pivots to the guy right behind him.
Ojemudia from Ole Miss.
Yeah, and the key context the report emphasizes. Ojemudia is right there with 2,198 yards and still has 0 interceptions thrown all season.
0. Through 6 games. That's incredible ball security.
It really is. The league analysis suggests that ability high yardage plus perfect ball protection might be the single most valuable QB metric right now. Minimizes risk, huge strategic edge.
Makes sense. Okay, rushing leaders. We mentioned Judkins earlier.
Yep, Neo Judkins from FSU leads with 857 yards, averaging a strong 7.5 per carry. But Gideon from Ole Miss is breathing down his neck at 838 yards.
And Gideon has more touchdowns.
He does, yeah. 11 TDs for Gideon, so tight race there.
What about disrupting the passer? Sacks leaders.
The report highlights Swain from North Carolina. He's leading the league with 14 sacks and also 20 tackles for loss, just living in the backfield.
Prominent.
But what's really interesting here, the report points out the synergy on the Florida State D-line.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you've got Latham with 12 sacks and Bubba Williams with 11. So even though Swain has the individual lead, FSU as a unit might be the most consistently disruptive front in the league.
That's a great point. Team pressure versus individual star. And interceptions leader.
Lockheed, another North Carolina player, cornerback. He now leads the league outright with 6 picks.
Wow, UNC's defense is putting up numbers.
Clearly driving the narrative right now, absolutely. Defense is stepping up across the league.
Okay, let's look ahead. Week 7 is upon us. What are the matchups the front office report is telling us to circle?
They're framing this week as a test of endurance and bounce-back ability for several teams.
The must-see showdown.
That's going to be the Thursday night game. Number 25, Ole Miss traveling to number 3, Georgia. 8 p.m. kickoff.
Ojemudia versus that Georgia defense. That's the storyline.
Exactly. Can he keep that 0 interception streak alive against a top 5 defense that loves to bring pressure? The data says Georgia feasts on third downs. So it's a direct challenge to Ole Miss's whole offensive approach.
Big test. Then on Saturday morning, we have a major bounce-back battle, as the report calls it.
Yeah, Wisconsin heading to Columbus to face number 7 Ohio State. 9 a.m. start for that one.
All eyes on the Buckeyes. How do they respond?
Totally. The league is watching. This is essentially a must-win for OSU's title aspirations. They need a clean, decisive victory to kind of prove to the committer that the Indiana game was a blip, not, a trend.
Makes sense. What other ranked games are on the slate?
They've got number 2, Michigan on the road at Rutgers. That's on Wednesday. A bit of a potential trap game. Got to see if they stay focused.
Okay.
And number 15, North Carolina is at Virginia Tech on Saturday.
Gotcha. Any other games the report flagged as particularly interesting?
Yeah, keep an eye on Tuesday night. NC State at Georgia Tech. We need to see if Georgia Tech's QB Noah Roberts can do it again.
Right. Was the Pitt game a one-off, or is he legit giant slayer?
Exactly. If he plays well against the Wolfpack, the report suggests Georgia Tech might even sneak into the top 25 discussion next week. And don't forget, number 21 Florida at Texas A&M on Saturday too. Another solid matchup.
Busy week ahead. Okay, let's quickly switch gears just for a moment. The front office report included an update on the Pro League side of things.
Right, yeah. Mostly about some structural and aesthetic stuff they've been working on.
What's the latest there?
So for anyone following the Pro League, the report confirms they've finished the mod logo and uniform upgrades. Apparently, they focused on using some new high-tech fabric that helps with performance data capture.
Ooh, interesting. Integrated tech.
Yeah, sounds like it. They said they'll be teasing the new look soon, so keep an eye out for that.
And some organizational stuff, too, about team ownership.
Absolutely. The draft is coming up in February, so the league board is deep in prep for that. And they made a point to mention again that they're looking for people interested in running pro organizations.
So opportunities are still there.
Seems like it. The report says if you're interested, now's the time to reach out to the league board or the commissioner directly.
Good info. And one last tease from the report. Something coming up regarding team GMs.
Yeah, sounds like we'll soon be introduced to the new Louisville Wildcats GM on an upcoming broadcast. And they hinted at, quote, big news regarding some of the other pro teams coming soon too.
Intriguing. More moves happening behind the scenes.
Always seems to be something brewing, doesn't it? Aggressive plans, looks like.
Okay, so we've covered the data, the analysis. Week 6 definitely shook things up.
It really did. And week 7, man, it's loaded with rivalry games. More upset potential. If the committee used week 6's results to make these big ranking changes, you just have to wonder which highly ranked team might be on their radar this week. Who are they maybe waiting to punish next if they slip up? Don't blink.
That is the question indeed. Some teams are definitely on notice. Okay, that's our deep dive for today. For Dee, I'm Wally, and you've been locked into the analysis from Rivals Radio.
It's Rivals Radio.